There's been a lot of talk about possibly Israeli warplanes attacking Iran and knocking out their nuclear facilities that are rumored to be, by some people, um, producing weapons-grade uranium and more plutonium. I personally think they probably are, but I put that in for other reasons I stated, which was the fact that natural gas and oil is extremely cheap to use for energy. They're not getting a lot of energy out of it. The nuclear program, the conventional nuclear program, I'm repeating myself from before, has about an 80-year supply of uranium in the world at present levels. Iran would probably outlast that with their natural gas and oil. They have a ridiculous amount of natural gas. So, a few other things too. The thorium reactors, which are super safe, don't produce any weapons-grade materials that are China and India are doing. And I already think Iran has nukes. They're not planning on using them yet or anything like that. But I want to point out that if Iran is attacked by Israel, and this is the main point I'm making, don't expect World War III to start. I know they've been talking about World War III and all this stuff. What's going to happen is crude oil is going to go up a lot in value. This is the Strait of Hormuz here, and I heard 23%, 30%. I don't think anybody even knows how much oil goes through exactly, because some of the figures are in conflict with each other. But a major portion of the world's oil goes through this strait. So what's going to happen is that'll be blocked. Iran's going to attack Saudi Arabia's oil fields. That's going to knock out a lot of their production. So oil prices are going to go up, and I said one of the main benefactors is going to be Russia, because they're the #1 oil producer in the world. Now, where this is a danger to the United States, the Soviet Union, actually, a lot of it can be argued. It could be argued that a lot of it fell apart because of the arms race. But why did Soviet Union run out of money? It's because the oil prices were depressed. So, for Western countries, extremely high oil price is going to be bad news for the economy, but it's going to be great for Russia. So, what I think, and it's really my thought, and it's Anatoly Golitsyn, Major Golitsyn. He says that what the Soviet Union, or Russia is doing long term, or the leadership behind in Russia is doing long term, is waiting for financial and economic collapse in the West. That's when they will introduce communism with a human face. That's what you're seeing basically going on in Russia. It's kind of like the same old dictators, like Putin's a dictator, Medvedev's a dictator, and you have Zhirinovsky, who's the opposition party, who's pretty crazy, because he talks about weapons that'll blow up whole continents and put them to sleep, and we'll use it and all this kind of stuff. He even said in his speech, and this is Zhirinovsky, the opposition party leader in Russia, that the tsunami in Japan was caused by a Russian high-tech weapon. Whether it was or wasn't, let me put it this way, another thing. People in the United States, I know they're dissatisfied because of the economy, but this economy thing was coming on a long time. Nobody was bitching when jobs are going to China too much, when they're telling you, oh, you're going to get a high-tech job and they're going to make stuff over there in China. Or, when they dismantled the Banking Act in 1933, which was done many years ago, during the Clinton administration, when Rubin was Secretary of Treasury and things like that. I mean, these things have been going on. You're actually starting to see more of the end product of what's going on, of policies that happened many years ago. That's when people should have been more awake. But I don't know what the hell I don't know what to tell you right now. But do not worry about an immediate World War III if Iran is attacked. Russia is going to use this as great propaganda in their favor, that the West is belligerent and all this kind of stuff. Get as many other countries in South America or Africa or whatever on their side. It's going to be great worldwide propaganda for them, while they're smiling all the way to the bank. And what they'll do to help Iran is probably sell them weapons. They're not going to get involved in World War III. They are waiting until the United States and Western Europe or Europe is in financial chaos. There's food riots, the currency goes down really bad, that type of thing. If this happens, I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but that's what their waiting game is. They're not going to get in a fight with the United States over Iran. Russia does not give a damn about Iran at all. I know Putin's a big expert on Iran. He's former KGB. He knows all kinds of stuff about Iran, but they don't give a damn. They're interested in Russia, and they're going to play a waiting game. So, you know, I look at some of these YouTube videos. Israel researches a Iran attack. You know, this is from 2008. So, I personally, you know, I always thought this could have happened at any time. I always kind of lean to them being attacked. Iran will be attacked. It's just my, I think there's enough in Israel that want to do it. So, you know, at any given time it could happen. I'm not 110% sure if it's going to happen in November on 11/11/11. I don't know. It's pretty superstitious in my opinion. We're talking about some of these dates these people dream up. But you know, I mean, I have a lot of respect for Salbucci from Argentina. But you know, they're talking about a World War III scenario. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen over Iran. What's going to maybe happen long term is, repeating myself, is that this is going to drive up oil prices a great deal. That's a given. That's a given. If this happens, that is going to be good for Russia because it's going to, they're the #1 exporter, #1 producer of oil in the world. They don't have a debt situation like in the West, which I think is a contrived debt situation. I don't think the debt really exists in the way people think it does. It's going to be excuse for restructuring. You know, don't let them BS you about that. I mean, but what's going to happen is it may cause a lot of economic chaos in the United States, in Europe, and food riots. If that occurs due to this event happening, maybe say, you know, a year later, there's massive unrest due to high prices of food because the oil is so high. Gasoline is $8 to $10 a gallon. It's crushing the economy. Then you might see Russia get a hell of a lot more aggressive. Now, I don't know if that means there's going to be a nuclear war, but that is what Major Golitsyn says they're waiting for, is economic collapse in the West, and when there's like great amount of discord. So, also word to the wise, watch on this RT America and Russia Today, because, you know, there's a lot of things going on within the Russian military that are extremely bad. There's a lot of things going on even in Afghanistan where, you know, the tribal leaders are, you know, they got these real religious ones and they got these other ones that just do anything for money, right? You don't hear too much criticism coming out about them. Believe me, in the United States, things are generally a hell of a lot better than in the rest of the world. Russia Today is, and RT America is, you know, they come out with truth, but they ignore a lot of other things too. So I don't want people being too much against the United States, and also don't think that if Israel attacks Iran that there's going to be some immediate World War III. I doubt that very much. Russia doesn't give a damn about Iran, believe me.